everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Shop Adventure, my weekly excursion where I leave the homestead of Athletic Geek HQ in search of a bounty of comics, collectibles, action figures, graphic novels, and all things in between. As far as what stood out from my pull list last week, was not aware that this would be the conclusion of the Green Lantern series altogether. I know that Morrison's coming into writing The Green Lantern, a new book, but I was not aware that this was going to be the last Green Lantern's story or book with any of these characters in it doing what they're doing. And maybe it was a great issue. It really went out with a bang, but it made me a little sad. I didn't realize that, this whole buddy cop Jessica Cruz Simon Bass story was coming to an end, and that disappoints me. Just because I enjoyed it so much, but it was a really, really good run. Both writers did a tremendous job on all 50 issues of it. So, job well done, great series. Old Man Logan I know its conclusion is coming. I think there's only one more issue left. This is 49. It's ending at 50 as well. Really, really good issue, and it's really, really setting up a good finale for the series. Again, over two writers, so hopefully it goes out with just as much of a bang as Green Lanterns did, but issue 49 was really good, and Thor was really good this past week. They're bringing Loki back. That was kind of, slight spoiler, that's kind of how this issue ended. It's going to start a Loki arc next, and while I'm not with everybody else, like, fanboying or fangirling over Loki, I'm interested. I'm interested because it looks like they're kind of going to go into a completely different direction with the Loki character than what a lot of people are used to, and I want to see how that plays out. Jason Aaron's a tremendous writer, and Thor was really, really good. And this is, as I've said in the past, Thor's always just kind of been okay to me. He's never been like one of my top tier favorite heroes. So, but it's becoming one of the books I look forward to the most. So that says a lot about the story, the writing, and just everything. So that's pretty much what stood out from my pull list from last week to me. And I will see you back with a new batch here at the homestead. Hey everyone, I am back here at the homestead at Athletic Geek HQ, and I got a real light week this week as far as the bounty is concerned, but still a pretty interesting one, and we ain't gonna waste any time. Let's get right to it. The only Marvel book this week is Return of Wolverine #2, with Old Man Logan wrapping up, and the last time I had this book as part of the bounty, I was concerned that Old Man Logan would be stopping with the return of the normal Wolverine coming to canon. We'll see how it goes. Charles Soule's very hit and miss with me, but I'm a Wolverine fan, so we'll see what happens and how they reintegrate the, I guess you'd say, original Wolverine back into the mainstream Marvel universe. So, yeah, I guess, if you're just a Wolverine fan, you'd be picking this up, so there's that. And then going to the DC side of things, we have Batman Detective Comics #991. The Two-Face story continues. The last issue of this was very well done. It's one of the better ones that it had since the creative change. And I'm really hoping the momentum continues. It's hard to really find a good Two-Face story out there. Like, there's not really a lot, with the exception of the Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil one from the 70s. There's not really a lot of classic Two-Face stories, at least in comic book form. On the animated series, there's plenty of good ones, but in the comic world, it's just you're hard pressed to find a good Two-Face story. And I think this is actually pretty good. I don't know if it's going to go down as legendary, but it's one of the better Two-Face, thus far, one of the better Two-Face stories I've read. So, Detective Comics #991. And from there, we have The Flash #57. And, yeah, the Rogue's Resurrection. Enough said. The Flash is a really good book, very underrated. Check it out. From there, we go to Action Comics number 1004. I know I've been kind of critical of the foil covers, you know, at least just saying like they're not my style, but this cover is just absolutely gorgeous. I think it's a phenomenal cover. Looks really nice. Yeah, Bendis has done a decent job on Action so far, and like I say, he's got Superman's voice down pat, and no, I look forward to reading it. Wish there was a little bit more I could say about it, but there isn't. For as critical as I was about Brian Michael Bendis at first, and I still have my critiques. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but he knows how to write Superman. Superman, if there is a character that he can write and write well in the DC universe, it is Superman. From there, we go to Terrifics number 9. It's not quite. I want to say it's not firing on as many cylinders as it was when the book first took off. But maybe it's still a good book, but maybe it's just not lingering with me like other books do, or it did at first and like other books do. But it's still a really fun read, and it makes me really care about so many other characters. And, it's exposed me to so many more characters that I normally would not have read or cared too much about. I remember Metamorpho from the Justice League cartoon, but I've never really sought out any Metamorpho stories. I remember Tom Strong just because a friend of mine when we were kids had a Tom Strong action figure, but I've never read. Even I've heard Alan Moore's done great work with Tom Strong, but I've never read anything really a whole lot with him. But it's made me really interested and helped me learn more about that character that had just like a small part of my childhood. And then Plastic Man, who I am a fan of, so that's pretty cool. It's still a good book, It's hitting singles and doubles, at least last overall. There have been a few good issues. It's been kind of singles and doubles as compared to home runs, but it's still a book worth checking out to make you really appreciate some of the I don't want to say lower level characters, but maybe not your A-list characters. So, yep, Terrifics number 9. And finally, we have Titans number 28. This is tying into the Drowned Earth story that's crossing over in Justice League and Aquaman and everything. Yeah, I don't know really how I feel about that right now. The Justice League part was good and was decent. Not as good as the past Justice League stuff, but that was part of the story last week. Not gonna, downplay it or say it's bad, because I really don't know yet. It just maybe, with what I've read on it so far, I'm just not quite as excited as I am for other events and other comic books. So, not necessarily it's gonna be bad or that it is bad. It's just it hasn't really sparked me like other stories have. And it's bleeding into another book, so I don't know how, and I understand why, but I don't really know how excited I can get for just reading it now. Now, this book might, knock my socks off and really get me excited for the whole storyline. I don't know yet, but it's not really wasn't really my favorite thing last week, and it made a book that I'm normally really, really giddy about. I don't want to say not mean as much, but it didn't kind of rock me as much as normal. May have just been one issue. I don't know yet. I'm reserving my judgment until I've read the whole thing and see how everything plays out. But it is kind of having me go like, making me feel kind of meh about stuff that normally I would get a little bit more hype for. But you never know how it's going to play out. We'll just have to see. And that is it for the bounty this week. Let me know what you picked up at your local comic shop in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, give it a share. Subscribe to my channel for more content, not just from the world of comic books, but from the world of gaming, pro wrestling, and all things geek culture. And for more content, please visit the Facebook page at facebook.com/athleticgeek89. More content there exclusive to Facebook, including my weekly wrap-up of the DC CW universe, and every Thursday my collection comic book of the week, where I look at an old comic from my collection and that stuck out that I really enjoyed and have some fond memories attached to. But other than that, I'm out. Y'all be cool.